Where do we start here? I think we start on the health side. Everyone is concerned about the health aspects. The players will have been going through that with a 6-part questionnaire, and the commercial comes against it. This is all happening, Caro and Kane, before we've had a case. We're going to have a case. That's the unknown as to how the AFL acts and how quickly when there is a case or a near case of a player.
Well, at this point, can we just hear from the AFL CEO, Gillan McLachlan, who did not seem comfortable when he was asked about the prospect of a positive case?
If a player was found with found to have coronavirus this weekend, that ultimately that would mean the stand down of the club, and for the integrity of the competition, that would put a standstill to that round of football.
So the great fear is that Richmond and Carlton will play, and then Collingwood will play the Bulldogs on Friday night, and then a positive case turns up, and the AFL will look like a mess, like they're all over the place. My view is they're doing absolutely the right thing. They've got to get some games away while they can. They don't have a positive case at the moment. That could change by the time we all go to bed tonight, Craig. This story is moving quicker than anything I've ever seen. Well, but I think they've done the right thing.
You think they should be playing?
Absolutely they should be playing. The players are the least of our worries, Hutchie. They're in the lowest risk category. They're all in their low 20s. They've got the best medical health care. They've got the best facilities. They're well paid.
A lot of people would dispute that in the community.
The players are the least of our concern. Their grandparents, their parents, their families are the concerns, but right now...
Which was raised at the meeting tonight.
And so it should be, but right now the players are the least of our worries.
Yeah, I'm like Kane. I think when you get the medical advice from your football club and the AFL that you are right to play, there may be one or two players across the competition that say, you know what, I don't feel comfortable playing, but there won't be too many. But I think the biggest story, which we'll get to, Hutchie, is the financial strain, not just on AFL clubs, but right across, to grassroots football clubs. It is going to be the biggest strain on the clubs, any club, for the history of the game.
And Hutchie, you can probably speak on this better than anyone. You've built your business. You're the hardest working man without taking the mickey here in the game. You've built your business on the radio rights. You're the biggest holder of radio rights in this country, and it revolves around AFL footy. What will the economical impact be on you and your business?
No, forget about me. The community and the effect on the community is going to be huge. It's going to affect businesses big and small in different ways. There are some businesses out there that are growing through these times quickly.
Will you survive?
Yeah, 100% we will. The game will survive. The media companies that work with it, the clubs will survive. They are times to be rigid and frugal and responsible to your business, to your club, to your league, to your shareholder. I think we've seen unbelievable sense of fairness and equity from all the sports and the codes. Everyone's going to go through this together, but we haven't scratched the surface yet of what's ahead. It's going to be an awfully tough time for the game. It's going to be hundreds of millions of dollars leak from the game.
I think you're being a bit generous when you talk about the behaviour of some sports, but we'll come to that later. I certainly think the AFL have done a pretty good job to this stage.
Hutchie, you're saying what's ahead, and that is if a player does test positive for coronavirus.
It's not if, though, is it?
You're saying when?
It's when. Well, it's when.
Yeah, and you don't believe it's just might be... Gillan said a round will be lost by everyone, but you think it's worse than that, don't you?
Yeah, well, I think when a player gets coronavirus, not if, because most of the community's going to. I think the stats are
60%.
60% of us are going to get it in some way, shape or form. To Kane's point, the players are more durable. But the optics on that is round shut down when one player gets it. The challenge is that getting restarted is going to be really tough. You almost can't restart until everyone's sick.
So what would you have done if you were the CEO of the AFL?
Well, I think they've handled
it
unbelievably well. I mean, if you could have your way, you'd have played this weekend and you'd be punching out games quickly because they've got to get games in before the winter comes. The winter's going to be really, really tough. It's going to be extraordinarily hard times around the sporting world. But in these times, people flourish and they find a way and they get through. We've already seen the spirit of the community of the football world. But the reality is the game's going to get hit for hundreds of millions of dollars. It already has. And the game's not really... The community is much more important than that.